just a precautionary thing here? Or?
Well, he's got a lower body injury that we want it to completely heal because it's not an issue. So he doesn't go tonight. If he's at 95% for the Minnesota game, he won't go on that one either. We got to get this back to 100% because of the way he plays. But we don't think it should take long to do that.
So it's not a structural thing. It's
no,
like a
no.
You said tightening.
It's
up?
Tighten is a fair word. There's no strains, pulls, or anything sinister. It's just caught it early enough, and we think this is very short term. Well, it's going to be short term because we're not letting him play until he's ready. Sergei's going, and Kulikov is back in.
That was my next question.
Okay, I'm fast.
And you now get to reunite the Lundell, Lestrana, and Reinhart.
Yep.
So you have a lot of success there. What do you hope that does for Lundy? Getting the band back together there.
Just one less thing to think about. Every time you put somebody, hang a new guy on his wings, right? There's an adjustment to play. There should be a real comfort level. That's the guy that broke him into the league. He has some confidence offensively, but the strength of that line for us in the playoffs last year was their defensive game. Detroit, I believe, the highest scoring team in the Eastern Conference. They can score goals, and they miss, it seems, a lot of their chances. So there's lots of offense driven by the other team. We need to have at least two lines that are comfortable in their defensive games in terms of familiarity playing with each other. So we put those guys back together.
You get to see Alex Lyon tonight in the other net. Probably hope he has a bad night tonight, but in general, you look back at the run last year and all the pieces that built what you guys did last year. Where does kind of the Lion King mania kind of sit for you?
His story is our team's story. When he first came in, it was all heart and will. He was all over the net and won some big games, but you couldn't really describe his style in the net. It was just heart. And then we had this unusual thing happen. We had a month, calendar month there last year with one road game, and that was to Tampa. We got something that no NHL teams got practice time. So for him specifically, he got NHL shooters more than ever in his career, and he got spend time with a really, really good technical goalie coach, and they got to work on his game. So when he went back into the net, he looked completely different than he did at the start, which mirrors our team. So he was efficient, and he was confident, and he was dialed in and wired, and he had put the work in to be good. So he was a really important piece to all of it, and I'm glad that I'm happy for Alex that it ended up in a real opportunity, a longer-term opportunity that we were in a position to give, and he had earned it.
After the last loss, one of the players said you learn more in losses than you
do
in wins. What have you learned that can be applied to this matchup?
Well, the volume for us is somewhere between 20 and 27 shots on net. But all shots are equal, as we know. We gave up. We broke one-on-one. We had a lot of one-on-one. And it wasn't – I'm more upset when we're not gapped up and we give ice for players to make plays on than I am when we get beat in that hard gap game. So we're just off the puck a little bit. I think that we are still dealing with the losses from the 4 out of 5. I think we've dealt with those pretty well. Our strength is not when we come out to see how many we can score. It's how hard we can defend. We were almost there in that game, so we have to make amends. We're going to get a real good look here tonight at a team that's, from a systems point of view, is very similar to us, very similar to Tampa. They're going to play a hard gap game, and you're going to get the challenge then is one of these two teams is going to get uncomfortable in that game and try to do something to get away from that game, and that'll be the opening the other team needs. So we'll try to drive that game as hard as we can.
You a bobblehead guy? You collect them?
I do not.
Okay.
We give them away though. I think we'll bring one home and give it away.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Some people keep them on their mantle.
No.
Okay.
You got one? Are you asking for some?
Of course
I know.
Come on.
Addie.
I'm a bobblehead.
All you got to do is ask Addie. She's got all that. I'm not. No, Mike. I think my kids are.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
Because this one has,
There's a lot of people that have a problem with dolls, like in their room, staring at them. George.
They bubble.
At night.
If you bang into them.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Paul, as you head into the All-Star break, I was talking to Matthew and Aaron. They said this team, compared to a year ago where you guys were at, is more together.
Yeah, I think there's a community of understanding in that room. So there's a whole bunch of different levels of what together means, and these guys, I think, learned the value of being a tight-knit group last year. They do. So the social part of it is these guys hang out together. They go out for dinner together. Their wives, their girlfriends, they get together as a group and because they like each other. And then there's the probably the driver of it is the community of thought and of sacrifice on the ice. So that Barkov will do what the 12th forward will do, and Ekblad, whoever you rate your defense, will do what the 7th defenseman will do. They'll all try to block that shot. They're all going to work hard. And so we have a handful of small rules here, a small number of rules, a better way to put it, and we adhere very hard to those rules, and everybody does. So there's a community of equalness, I think, in our room that helps shape that.
If I can follow up, is it important after the All-Star break to create that space up on top so you guys aren't battling like you did last year just to get in as the 8th seed?
That would make sense, but I don't know if it's true, because all of this is born out of your ability to endure adversity, because it's coming, whether it's in the regular season or it's in the playoffs. And if you were to pick a team to play in the first round, it wouldn't have been Boston last year. That would be the last team in the NHL that you would have picked, and we needed to play that team. So more importantly, we need to have the same conversation in that room every night going out, this is what we're good at, this is what we do, and that's it. So the outcome, the tension, you need to deal with that tension, right? There's not quite as much here, but there was 2.5 weeks ago after we lost 4 of 5. We're 3 points in now. And then now these next 5 games that we'll play are all us from last year. That's our team. They're right on the bubble. Every game is their playoffs. So now we have to learn how to handle that, prepare for that. But the adversity, and we're not afraid of that. We shouldn't be afraid of that. When it comes, and it's going to come, we want to be able to deal with it.
Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
guys.
Paul. Thank you.